There are two scenarios when we have an alt season. So the biggest problem in the world right now is liquidity. And so for me, indicators that I'm looking for in altcoins are, here is how you will be able to know that this is the month that the top is in. Altcoin after Bitcoin tops out, I don't say like tops out, but like Bitcoin would make a new all-time high. There are two scenarios when we have an alt season. Scenario number one is after Bitcoin makes a new all-time high. That's scenario number one. Scenario number two is when Bitcoin retraces. Those are the two scenarios. So theoretically, we could have an alt season when Bitcoin goes up to $48,000. We could have an alt season. In past iterations, that has happened, but it doesn't necessarily like Bitcoin's at the tippy top. All right, now alt season go. It's more like Bitcoin has just broken past, back here it was $20,000. All right, Bitcoin just broke out into a new all-time high. Then you look for the alts to start pouring in. Indicators for altcoins for me are not necessarily like on the charts. And so for me, indicators that I'm looking for in altcoins are real world utility. Do they have real world utility? Not in theory, not possibly, not on the roadmap. Right now, today, what are you doing in the real world that solves real world problems? That's indicator number one. Indicator number two is the leadership, the management. Like, what are the players? Have they been in other big assignments in the past? Have they been a part of big Googles, PayPals? Like, what's their resume? What did they found? And number three is like, what connection do they have with governments? Which ones are going to have the path to least resistance? That for me is the main things fundamentally that I'm looking at on a coin to see if it's worth investing into and worth looking at the charts. Also, their supply, do they release the correct supply? Well, it doesn't matter what they release to me, as much as they said they were going to release this much at this time and they released this much at this time. That is more important to me than specifically how much they release or what their specific inflation rate is. So those are kind of the things that I look for in altcoins. So the biggest problem in the world right now is liquidity. And we've seen this play out in real life with all these banks collapsing. They're literally collapsing because they don't have liquidity. Because an ACH transaction, and it's a big problem too with the like Cash App and stuff. Cash App is causing these problems to be, and Zelle and all these different things are causing these problems to kind of be exploited. So like if I Zelle you $20, you're gonna have it right now, but that transaction doesn't actually clear for like 5 days. And the banks have to spot the liquidity in the meantime. So for me, the coins that solve that are like XDC and XLM, XRP. Those ones I think solve the biggest problem on the biggest stage. I like DeFi as well. DeFi and liquidity I think would be my top two. What month is the peak of the Bitcoin bull run? Here is how you will be able to know that this is the month that the top is in, okay? You pull out your little iPhone and then you go on the App Store like so, and then you look at the apps and you go to top free apps, and then this will rank for you what the number one apps are. Right now, Coinbase is not on the top 200. Coinbase is the number one app in America. When Coinbase is top 5, that means that the month is in. When Coinbase is top 5 on App Store rankings, that means the month top is in. Now there's other indicators on the charts, but that is the easiest indicator for the average Joe to be able to wrap their brains around. When that thing shows up, like be aware in the top like 25, gets top 10, like okay, if that thing gets you in the top 5, like it's done for. It's over. Forget about it.